The entire roof was completely ripped off and lays right here in the middle of their parking lot. There's lots of glass, loose nails, and it's going to be a long road ahead for several businesses and homeowners in this area as they try to find a road to recovery. Now, something else to keep in mind in Jefferson Parish, East Bank and West Bank, we are all still without power. It's going to be a long time before the energy system is back on the grid. Parish officials are warning everyone who has evacuated this area could be without power for several days. This morning, we are finally over in St. Charles Parish. At the moment, we're over in Destrehan in the Red Church neighborhood where we're seeing a lot of the same thing in this area. Houses having structures completely gone. We're seeing signs from restaurants miles away, and of course, lots of power lines, trees, and debris all blocking the roads. Take a look at why it's been so difficult to get first responders, linemen, and the front line here to this area. And it's been difficult for us to get out here to report because this is what we're seeing. Not only did that tree take down that massive power line, but there's also several trees and rows going back. Now, in this area, it has been very difficult for first responders and for the parish to get out information to the residents because they don't have energy. So St. Charles Parish, what they're doing is on their Facebook page, they're giving updates 3 times a day at 10 a.m., 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. So the next update will be in 4 hours. Now there is a mandatory curfew in place from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. They're asking all residents to stay where they are and shelter in place for those overnight hours. They are working to get extra supplies and get a distribution center up and running. The parish will have more information as soon as possible. This area of St. Charles Parish is under a boil water advisory. So if you do have water to your home, make sure that you boil it for at least a minute before drinking, bathing, brushing your teeth in it. Guys, we are seeing that this area is one of the hard hit areas, a true disaster zone, which is why it's been so hard for us to get here. But Dalford, Seth, we are in this area. We're going to show you what it looks like later today. Now that the sun is coming up, we're going to get a better view. So stay with us. We're going to have more on Facebook, Instagram, and we'll have more during our 11 o'clock show. I'm Peyton Locicero-Trist reporting live from Destrehan, WGNO News. Right now, we're over on Norco Elementary School's campus, and you can see all of these pine trees that are now draping across this campus. That's going to cause an issue as crews and first responders get out here to try and pick up and assess the damage. We did speak with a lot of residents in this area who are suffering. They're struggling. They're out of supplies. They need help. They need boots on the ground, and they know that they have a long road of recovery ahead of them. Shock is setting in for residents in St. Charles Parish.
I was for Katrina. This is worse than Katrina.
With Hurricane Ida long gone, the path of destruction is still left behind.
Every time you turn around, somebody's on somebody's roof, cutting trees off of it and putting tarps.
Destrehan's community is struggling right now. It's not just trees and power lines that are down and causing problems. Roofs are missing, debris is covering the roads, and there's a shortage of help. It took the parish probably 6 months to get these power lines and power poles in place. And in a matter of probably 6 seconds, they all came crashing down as Hurricane Ida blew through St. Charles Parish.
Big project, and we were saying surely it would be the wooden ones that would have broke, not the newer. I'm not sure what it's made of, but man, when that tree came, it didn't matter what it was made of.
Taking a ride to the next town over, we went to Norco, another area that's now devastated from Ida.
I got roof damage. My upstairs is gone. My husband's shed was in the back. Well, it was a shed. It's not there no more. But then we ride around and see some of these other people. It's a whole lot worse than we are.
Happy to be alive, but worried about how long it will take to get back to normal life. Dawn says that she's just taking it one day at a time.
We're all together, so we're all staying. We pull it from freezers, cooking what we have.
Although spirits are high in St. Charles Parish, the area is in need of more supplies. We're hoping to get some critical answers for the residents here in this area about supplies and about other issues that they're having and when they can expect power and all of the water to come back. We'll keep you updated on what we're hearing. I'm Peyton Locicero Trist reporting in St. Charles Parish, WGNO News. Lafourche Parish, an area that many people have not yet seen after the dismantling caused by Hurricane Ida. This area is home to generational small business owners.
They told us to pile up the stuff. This was all in front of the store.
Who are now trying to pick up the debris and questioning if they'll survive this.
Something that you just, you don't think about when you have it all.
This is Surgeon Adams Jr. He has owned and operated his small business along the bayou for 60+ years. Surviving several storms before, he says this one was brutal, and the days after the storm so far are even worse.
We finally got water after 3 days. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. I'm lost on my days. It was so nice to take a bath. That felt so good.
But Adam says it's not just him that needs help.
But it's rough for everybody. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it,
When Hurricane Ida barreled through Lafourche Parish, she caused life-altering damage. And Adam says businesses desperately need help in this area, or they will not be able to survive.
What more can tell? We're going to lose the business because it's raining all inside. Every time we get a rain, it's pouring over everything. We can't get no help with covering the roof, at least with blue tarps, much less having the roof put back,
Supplies are limited in Raceland, and small businesses like the Adams Fruit Market will desperately need all hands on deck to make it. In Lafourche Parish, Peyton Locicero, WGNO News. This morning, we're over in DeSalmons, where we're seeing homes that are barely standing and that supplies are limited. The Lafourche Parish government is setting up distribution sites so that residents in this area can get the essentials like water, meals ready to eat, and tarps for their roofs. Now, they will be opening up daily from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. and there's going to be 4 locations: the Thibodeau Family Church, Raceland Ag Center, Lockport Fire Central Station, and Our Lady of Prompt Succor Catholic Church.
WGNO's Peyton Locicero Trist is live in St. Charles Parish to tell us what's happening with recovery efforts. Peyton.
Linemen are working sun up to sundown to restore power in the river parishes, but unfortunately, most of the homes here in Luling are still in the dark, and it's been almost 12 days without power and counting. What you'll see and what you'll hear are evidence that residents are struggling in St. Charles Parish.
It's heart-wrenching to see the damage here and that it maybe never get back to normal like it was.
While lights are coming back on quickly in surrounding areas like New Orleans, residents in Luling are still in the dark.
Trucks can't even get down here to pick up the debris until the telephone poles and the wires are straightened up, and that's what's holding the cleanup, and it's just frustrating.
There's a sea of blue roofs here in Luling and debris that's still lining the streets. Residents here are feeling forgotten, and they're wondering when it will be their turn to have their power restored.
Some of the media just focuses on those high dollar places. The rest of us, we're struggling through.
It is heart-wrenching to see other parishes up before us and the trucks that I see in other parishes and the lack of trucks I see in St. Charles Parish, but all we can do is keep on going.
Weathering storm after storm.
Audrey, Betsy, Camille, Katrina, and now this one.
Marty says what Hurricane Ida did to the place that he calls home is catastrophic.
Katrina was really bad, but I think this one, for us, for St. Charles, because we were on the eye wall instead of through the eye, was a lot worse.
Each yard nearly identical and almost unrecognizable. Standing taller than 6 feet, debris is piling up.
The debris obviously is going to take a while to pick up, but the rest of it is people helping people.
Where they're lacking in resources, residents in Luling make up for it in their resilience.
Well, all we can do is hope.
Just shy of 2 weeks ago, Hurricane Ida narrowed her sights on Louisiana's coast and wreaked havoc on small communities. But the residents still have big hopes to rebuild. Entergy is updating their restoration times for these river parishes who have been wanting to get their power restored. But unfortunately for St. Charles Parish, the map still says that their restoration will be sometime between September 26th and September 29th. So they still have several days before they are with power. And Seth, Tamika, these residents are hoping that it's even sooner than that. But also keep in mind that as the linemen are out here working super hard to get the power restored, that as they ramp up the Entergy that's going through these lines, to keep in mind that they are dangerous to touch and that you want to stay away from them if possible. I'm Peyton Lucicero-Trist reporting live in Luling, WGNO News.
All right, thank you, Peyton, so much.
The big thing that parish leaders want to do today is get in front of President Joe Biden to talk about what they still need. They need ice, they need fuel, they need to have some resources and hands on deck. You can see this is Air Force One arriving. We are live from Louis Armstrong International Airport in Kenner, where the President of the United States, Joe Biden, has officially landed here. While President Joe Biden is over in that area, he will have a chance to go to Fort Fourchon, which is a huge economic driver for not just the state, but for the entire United States. That is where we get our oil and gas. That is where a lot of our products come through that port. That is a really big deal to get that area back up and running. Happening right now on the tarmac, you can see President Joe Biden. He just arrived on Air Force One. Right now, he is speaking with Cynthia Lee Sheng, the Jefferson Parish president, and our New Orleans mayor, Mayor Latoya Cantrell. You can see that Cynthia Lee Sheng is using her arms to explain exactly the detriment of what our area has gone through and what we are looking at